Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I am MaryAnne. Thank you so much for being here. Bear with me one quick moment, please. Thank you. You can still hear me. I have one more light that I thought I'd add to the picture because sometimes we don't get enough light. And, you know, we need light, right? That's interesting. But yeah, we definitely need light. Welcome to your daily Sun Sign Love Connection readings. And today's featured sun sign is going to be Libra, as I go around the astrology wheel, and then the highlighted spiritually guided connection that I'll read the three major categories for in the tarot, which I'm using the Connolly Tarot deck for the mid-month reading now, as we're approaching, what is it, today's December 21st. Oh my goodness. I have a few beautiful things to mention about the astrology and what's happening today specifically, but let me pick the highlighted, or shall I say, let Spirit guide us with your highlighted connection. So, Cancer. You know what? We just did Cancer. I'm almost positive. Let me double check. Before that, it was Aries twice. So I don't want to do the same highlighted twice. Sometimes I've done it where I shake the dice, and Spirit absolutely wants that to be the case. But I'm almost positive I just did this for you. So, like I said, we'd like to try to be fair as well. Where is that? Where is that? It's Pisces, Pisces. It sounds so familiar to me. Libra and Aries. Well, Libra and Libra, because we do the same sun sign connection sometimes too. Where was that? Oh, okay, I was right, but it was not. It was actually, it was in November. Cancer it is. Cancer and Libra. That's the highlighted. So what that means for those that are new, welcome, and excuse my, little bit of long introduction here. What happens is we, or I should say I, although Spirit's always a part of this situation, I pick a featured sun sign, and that's going to be, like I said, predominantly what all the messages are about. So in addition to the three major categories I pick for the highlighted, which is Spirit wanting to emphasize to all Libras, being the featured for today, there's something having to do with Cancer. It could be someone you're very familiar with, of course. Love connections, in my interpretation, is all types of love. So it could be obviously romantic or marriage or committed relationship, but it's also extremely about your family, your work relationships, your good friends, your animals. I always include those. Obviously, they are family. They are our soulmates. They're super important to us. So the messages could very well have to do with any of your connections, but Spirit wants you to know something specifically today, Libra, about Cancer. And so if you're not knowing what that is yet, stay tuned, okay? Because you might be pleasantly surprised. Or like I said, you might very well know exactly who it is I'm speaking of. And I love that even more sometimes. So let's see here. Let us talk about Libra, first and foremost, as the featured sign. And I'll shorten the descriptions a little bit, just to make sure that this whole video goes through. That's my biggest intention these days. And I'm excited. So today, really quickly, we have December 21st, which is the very first day of winter solstice. And we also have changed the sun sign that goes into Capricorn from Sagittarius today. So from a fiery kind of energy that I think we've all felt with this wonderful new moon eclipse in Sagittarius, in addition to Sagittarius being in the sun sign and Mars being in Aries, a lot of fiery, ambitious, motivational type of energy, right? And now we go into the Earth, which has been very prominent this whole year as well. Most of the major planets were in Pluto. And Saturn had been in Pluto for the last 2.5, almost 3 years. Saturn tends to transit, a sign for that amount of time. And today, well, we had Saturn go into Aquarius on the 17th. We had Jupiter go into Aquarius on the 19th. And today is the grand conjunction of the two. So this is a powerful, powerful expression of energy from Aquarius, because it's at 0 degrees, which is where it's the very, very beginning, but the most, I want to say, most powerful aspect of that energy. So now this has happened where Jupiter has been in, you know, Aquarius and also Saturn, but not together in the same sun sign for what I'm understanding to be centuries. 20 years ago we had Jupiter in Aquarius and Saturn, as I said, but not together. So it's really beautiful. It's extremely revolutionary, if you will. It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I know you've been hearing that a lot. I know I have this year. Things that have happened, I mean, everything is like in patterns, especially with astrology, in cycles. We rely on that, we count on that, and we use that to navigate things in our lives and the story that the beautiful skies can share with us, right? But I just feel like it's such an important time to be alive, even though it doesn't feel necessarily comfortable at times. That really lets you know you're growing and expanding and emerging into things that, or people or circumstances that will really help you to just reach bigger heights, bigger ideas, bigger, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to find the words to describe how big this really is. But really, when it's an air sign, it's about the mind and expanding. And when it's about Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, it's scientific, it's technology. This is exactly what's happening right now in real time. And so to follow along with this cycle, knowing it's going to bring us to better things, and we have to believe that, right? Because that's what all the signs are showing us right now. It's just such a gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful feeling. And then the other thing I love about the first day of winter, of course, is that every day from now on we get more light, you know, at the end of the day. And I really love that myself, but not everybody does. Hopefully a lot of you watching will relate to that. So that's another beautiful thing. But there are just so many powerfully wonderful, uplifting elements that are happening today, and then of course moving forward, because the eclipses that happened, and we'll have two more in the 2021 in the same series of Sagittarius and Gemini. Well, they just keep bringing us more information about the story and the unraveling of things that can happen for us in communication, in connection, in working together, you know, in justifying things and making things fair and breaking through tradition, you know. That's the real thing that I am recognizing with this air quality that'll be predominant now for some years to come. Now, the Capricorn, you know, element is one to be for us a bit with the sun sign now in the season of Capricorn through the 19th of January. Well, it just reminds us to be more practical, more set on, you know, keeping the comforts we need. More tangible physical things come into play when it's with earth signs, specifically Capricorn. You know, feeling good about the details that we need to do. Capricorn are very hardworking people many times. They are ruled by Saturn, so they know very well what it's like to just be very task-oriented, right? They enjoy and they revel in having something to work on and towards, and they will do it for as long as it takes to achieve the success from it that they get. And that's a really kind of beautiful attribute, right? They're a cardinal sign, which means they, you know, initiate the winter solstice. Every cardinal sign initiates one of the seasons. And so, yeah, there's more of that barren kind of energy where you want to just start from scratch, if you will. Just let the leaves fall, let it be, you know, what it needs to be, so that we can then regrow, plant the seed, and see what that will bring, you know, in the fruits of our labor, basically. So that's what I'm feeling, and I just feel this real positivity in the fact that I'm understanding. You know, that's all you can do is kind of sense and feel and take in what you feel and understand, and I guess resonate with. This one fell out, so I'm actually going to use this. We'll get back to that in a moment. But I'm feeling that, yeah, there's a real understanding of help coming to us. We need help. We've had some a lot of decline in certain areas of our life, but I'm not here to dictate about that in any way. I'm talking positivity now. It's moving forward. We're getting indications from, let's just say the government and the authoritative aspects in our life that we don't have a whole lot of control over, and we wait for answers about. Well, we're starting to understand that there might be an answer, okay? And that's good. So that's going to happen through the season, the earth, the material, the physical, tangible things we need to survive and to move forward in a more comfortable manner. That'll be what's happening as we, proceed in the Capricorn energy. Now, let's get back to the highlighted connection today of Libra and Cancer as the featured, or just the opposite. Featured sign of Libra, and Cancer is the highlighted. Libra is the sign of fairness, the scales, the balance, the constant need to balance, the justice, the truth, the caring, the diplomatic, the weighing of all circumstances and situations, the air quality, which is going to be very complementary, by the way, Libra, and Geminis, in fact, with the Aquarius energies that are happening through this year and onward. So that's a heads up on that. So I like saying that to you. I am a Libra, so I've gone through the difficulties. I've persevered, and I look at the golden aspects of them because everything is a blessing, and the fact that I'm here with you is an absolute blessing. And I just pray that you're doing well. We're approaching the holiday season, so it's a good time to really just sit and be with people we love in a safe way, of course, and recognize just how grateful we can be, right? And how we genuinely feel compassion towards feeling grateful and the people that we care about a lot. So whoever that is, that's essential, and I feel like that's really coming through for you, Libra, because you care a lot about relationships. You care about, helping to help others feel good in some way. You care about, you're ruled by Venus, so you love love in general. You love working towards and working through and sorting out and like I said, compromise and justice and caring all comes to mind. You love beauty. You love looking at things and making them look more aesthetically gorgeous. It's kind of a beautiful talent that you have. You love experiencing new things. You love initiating as a cardinal sign. You too are a cardinal sign as you start the season of autumn. And yeah, I just feel like you're getting this inspiration that's coming through, and I don't ever see you as being someone to quit. I think you would start new things if something weren't happening. I feel that strongly with a lot of the cardinal signs. And so there's a sense of real accomplishment within yourself, having gotten through this year, with everybody, I would imagine. And you can feel good about that, and just focus on the people you love right now, and just really, whatever this connection is, and it is, the highlighted one is Cancer. We're going to get to that in a moment, but everybody you love, and remembering exactly why you do love them, and accepting people for exactly who they are, which is what you always would like in return. And your highlighted, beautiful connection of Cancer is so gorgeous, because Cancer is so well, they're a water element, and they're so nurturing and so filled with love and compassion. And you have that in you, Libra, incredibly so. But being around that watery, beautiful energy of sensitivity and vulnerability, which is something that you don't usually necessarily hear or equate to Libras or air signs in general. But when you're around that, you really focus more on the heart chakra, and you kind of lower from your mind to your heart, and it opens you up, and it just makes you feel so holistic that way. It makes you feel like a whole person, because being an air sign is a beautiful thing, and it's how you are able to think and analyze and subjectively look at things, and from a place where you want to learn, you want to expand, you want to grow, you want to talk and express as much as possible, and share that with others, and hear others' points of view, and That's what's going on this coming year and onward for a long time. You want to understand more about technology. You want to utilize it. I know I do with this channel. That's definitely on my list. There's no getting around it. And it's about just being patient with this Capricorn energy for the next month, putting one foot in front of the other, asking for help, you know, and knowing that you can get that. It's okay, you know, and other people like to help. So you both benefit that way. But Cancer's there for you for sure. And Cancer's ruled by the moon, so they have this incredible ability to understand, and the insight and the intuition that comes with them is really wonderful to be around, because they can guide you. And if they have these hunches or, you know, dreams, literally, that are prophetic and give them answers to things that a lot of people don't have, it's a gift that I think is just astounding and a wonderful gift. Yeah, listen to them. They want to be there to help and protect you no matter what this relationship is. And know that, you know, they can be a little vulnerable to the point where they will retreat if they're not feeling that safety, right? So making sure you, and especially as we move forward into the new year and onward, that you do communicate, that you're very, very open and upfront about how you're feeling, and the honesty is there, and then that trust just builds from that. And the neat thing is that Cancer is a cardinal sign too, so the two of you could be initiating a relationship, of course, ideas of entrepreneurship. I mean, Cancers are very capable of all sorts of wonderful jobs, or, you know, inventive ways of doing things. They're shrewd, they're capable of handling their money well, they're really good with money. They can share that, and the knowledge together can build an empire. Who knows, you know? And why not think grandiose at this point in time? Why not? So I like this a lot for the two of you. Let's see what your messages are under the categories I'll explain to you now. The first category is always the overall energy that brought you to this reading, basically, is known as the catalyst, I suppose. And you have the Four of Pentacles. I love this. Now, this is a different depiction of it with this deck, because what you're seeing is the two right in front of you, right? And you're standing on two, so you're on firm ground. You've got the four. This is in a 4-year, and it's about keeping and wanting that stability, you know, constricting the spending, slowing down on the investments, watching out who you lend money to, you know, watching how you utilize your money, recognizing your value, keeping that close to you, you know, and not being overly zealous when it comes to, you know, spending or any of those types of things. I feel like you're feeling secure between the two of you. The two of you are balancing each other out and helping each other to create that stability, because, you know, the Pentacles represent the earth element. And we've had a lot of that this year. So we were really more or less just forced into being a little bit more, you know, tightening the belt a little bit if we had to, and recognizing that you weren't 100% sure if and when that money was going to be replenished, you know, and that's reason enough to say, I'm going to make sure that I'm more sensible. I'm learning more about this. It's a good thing to learn. It's not a negative thing at all. And it's really, it's a good thing to know, you know, and the two of you have actually helped each other out and supported each other in this. And therefore you're at a place where there's balance, and there's definitely some security involved. So that's wonderful. Now, it could have to do with maybe a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo person in your lives that is helping to create that balance as well. But just being aware of it at all times, and just keeping, well, the balance is, like I said, the key thing for Libra. So both of you working on that together is going to be really, really important as you move forward into the new year. And it looks as though you've done really well right now. So, and I love the yellow, the vibrance in these cards to begin with. The yellow is the solar plexus, and that's about self-empowerment and trust, and recognizing you can get through whatever it is you need to. Okay, so that's an important message that just came through that I need to share, because self-acceptance, self-belief, very, very important. And so I love that. But then the second message is the category of possible blessings or obstacles. And you have the Queen of Swords. Oh my gosh. Well, you both are feeling the strength of the Aquarian conjunction today, right this moment, and as it will move forward. This is no lightweight kind of energy. This is strong. It represents Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. We had the Gemini full, partial lunar eclipse last month on the 30th of November. It is going to continue to unravel the story as to what it is we need to know about how we can communicate, how we can connect, how we can network, growing our investments, growing our knowledge, learning, educating ourselves, technology. Zoom was huge this year. Thank God we had the technology, right? But there's things coming down the pike, as I say, that are going to be really phenomenal that we don't know about. I mean, they're in the making, they're behind the scenes, and some things are known. They're becoming more known, but just wait and see, right? And the truth will be prevailed, which is what's so beautiful. And it'll be straightforward, cut through the BS, and known that this is vital for your stability and your well-being, which is what the first card represents. I kind of do it in a storyline as well. So I love this, and you're right there with that energy, and it's going to help you. It's going to utilize some things. You're going to utilize this energy for what it is, whatever it is you're needing to move forward with or accomplish, and the ideas will be met with wonderful recognitions of things, okay, and success. So the last category is the one of finances, and once again, the tangible things you can see and feel and touch, right, in our three-dimensional world. Really important. We've all really been, a lot of us, I should say, I'm sorry, I don't want to be that general. These are general readings. You may resonate immediately with what I'm saying, but sometimes it takes some time. And if it's not the highlighted sign you were having in your mind to be listening to, just know this covers all relationships, okay? So these messages cater to everything and everyone having to do with Libra. You have what is this? The Knight of Swords. Wow, well there you go, Libra. You are really, really feeling your energy, because you recognize that the Knight of Swords, there's some fast-moving energy coming through, fast information, communication about your money, something that's changing. And I just mentioned earlier, we did get heard a little something on the radio this morning about the finalization, about some help we've been needing financially. This is institutions once again. This is perhaps even doctors. If you're needing a checkup, or you did get a checkup or a test, positive outcome, it's going to be okay. But really, as far as finances, you're clearing up that cloudy sky now. You're clearing up the constant unknown aspect. The swords don't mess around. It's straightforward, sometimes so bold that you have to, take a step back. But is that necessary and needed right now? It most certainly is, especially for the holidays. So I feel beautiful about this. And I feel like it's going to happen, like if it didn't happen today, it's happening really soon. And that new moon is going to equate to so many new transformations and ideas and positivity. That was in Sagittarius. It's all about optimism. It's all about trusting, believing, and opening up to that kind of life. So I love it. This is really, really good for you. It's great news. It shows that you've been really practical about how you've managed your life this year, and we're almost done, and you can pat yourself on the back and give everybody an air hug, whatever you need to do, because you did this. And I say you, because yes, we have outer influence, we have co-creation at all time, but you yourself need to initiate these things, and you did. And you will be rewarded, and I'm extremely happy. So maybe Santa will bring some really nice stuff for those of you that celebrate Christmas. And I wish you great happiness there if I don't see you again before Christmas. So those are the messages for, as I said, the Libra and Cancer connection specifically, but then I'm going to read your beautiful oracle messages that just are predominantly for Libra and whatever connection, okay? So the first beautiful oracle deck I have that I added this month with the mid-months is the Starseed Oracle. So if you are just coming back or you haven't seen any other videos so far for the mid-months, this is an amazing, beautiful deck. And it is Rebecca Campbell, you can look it up if you're interested, and the artwork and illustrations are done by Danielle Noel, which I love because it's the holiday season, Noel. But they're amazing. So I'm going to shuffle and pick out one and then read to you from the book what your specific message is, Libras. Okay, because I know that you're going to love and appreciate the encouragement and support that they bring. And that's what it's all about. And on this channel. And I appreciate and love so much the people that have been supporting and commenting and keep coming back. Thank you so much. You really, really lift me up. And I love bringing the messages to you. So, what do we have here? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. That went directly through my body. I'm still learning. This is like the 6th card I pulled from this deck. They're brand new. The Void. Oh, wow. It almost looks like an eye. The Void. Guess what the message is? Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. Can you believe that Spirit allowed me to pick the one regarding winter for winter solstice today? I'm telling you, there's no accidents. It's so incredible. Thank you very much, Spirit. I don't know otherwise what it says, so I will read that to you, but I really appreciate the synchronicity in that so much. Here's the book right now, so I'll get down to the nitty-gritty of that. The Void, so that'll be in the back. Wow. All right, so everything and nothing exists in the void. It's where all life begins and ends. It's like the balance of you, Libra. It's the constant, just yin and yang, right? It's the winter and the womb. The fertile darkness where all things originate and all seeds grow. Comforting and intimidating, freeing and daunting. It can feel both overwhelmingly small and huge. The void is where faith lives. The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown, to allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you. Regardless of whether you know what they'll one day become, you're being called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest and to allow the winter of your life to do the work for you. To hand over your control and trust that just because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface, it doesn't mean things aren't at work. Isn't that such a beautiful revelation to know? And it's true, right? I mean, it's always revealing itself in perfect divine timing. The greatest weavings happen when we find a way to surrender and trust that our life is being knitted for us, right beneath the surface in ways known and unknowable. Now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep, deep rest. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or life phase. Well, that makes sense for now, doesn't it? Especially with everything I've just been speaking to you about. When we're called to let go of all that we know and identify with, when you're in the void, it can feel scary. And it's as if you should be doing something. However, when this card appears, it's a sure sign that the most productive thing to do is relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of your life. That's phenomenal to me, and that is definitely noteworthy, because we can feel it and we can know that, but to hear it and to have it echoed, if you will, and and just to release like that and surrender in itself is just such a beautiful thing, because it's not easy for a lot of people. It's not easy for me. The Starseed soul inquiry with this, though, is how are you being called to surrender to the unknown mystery of your life? Well, I absolutely love that for you, and I pray that you do as well, because that pretty much sums it up as we end 2020. And I'm going to read your animal medicine card next, because our animal guides are always there with us, and they're prevalent and an important part of life. They are spirits as we are. And I know I've had some amazing relationships with animals, and I still hold them so near in my heart, you know, and they have to pass on to the next caretaker, if you will, or what have you. But so your beautiful message is, for you specifically, Libra, the horse. You know what I love about that? Well, it reminds me of the fact that we just finished Sagittarius season, which is half man, half horse, right? That's their symbolic. What do you call it? Archetype. But also the fact that, you know, that new moon solar eclipse, which was total solar eclipse, it was the real deal in Sagittarius. It's just still motivating us and still helping us to keep as optimistic and just believing in what's coming and allowing, as this beautiful void card suggests. But I want to read to you more about the animal medicine card aspect of the horse. And you have, whoops, it's right where it's not wanting to open. There we go. Wander, emotion, and delight. That would be a Sagittarius, right? Free and easy wander. Horse and ambles and gallops across great distances with playful comrades. Horse blesses wanderlust and unrestrained beauty, showing us that it might look like it. Showing us what it might look like to be expressive, sensitive, and free. Life may require you to hold your feelings in sometimes, to stay controlled. It's okay so long as you remember to make space for your emotional self. And if you have been mulling over a sadness and resentment for long enough, Horse teaches you that you can feel deeply without forgetting how to relax into unhindered, boundless delight. Shake out your mane, galloping into the long golden shadows of sunset. That's another wonderful, amazing. It kind of hits home because I feel like there's a part of me, and I don't know if you can relate to this, but I do as well. I like to get along. I like things to be well, and I will kind of fake it sometimes, thinking, you gotta let go, so you can't hold on, you can't. But it's in there, right? It's kind of not festering, but it's still a part of your energy. So I love the way it's expressed to. If that's happening, just feel free to be honest, and that's what I think so very clearly, that this incredible Aquarius rebellious energy of talking and allowing and just bringing it out there, you know, and for the world to see, right? This Aquarius is a humanitarian sign. It's all about working in groups and connecting the world and to be a better place. But it has to start with, you know, being real and allowing yourself to speak and express how you feel, you know? So then we have the beautiful finishing oracle message from the Super Attractor Manifestation deck. And this is just about feeling the life you want. You know, you can think it all you want, but if you're thinking, it's not happening yet, and then you're wanting it, it's just, there's a conflict there, right? That's not that balance, Libra, that you can relate to. So it has to be genuine, it has to be congruent with feeling and thought. So let us see what your special, beautiful message is for the remainder of this month and today, the first day of winter. Grand special conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius. Wow. You were here. You were here. Is this one or two? Because it feels okay. Oh, I love this. It's such a beautiful, very simple, straightforward messages, right? But I use them as let's say, affirmations, or, you know, a mantra, if you will. When I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. It's so true. Just what do you have right in front of you right now? And what do you really, really feel grateful for? Because that's going to bring in that beautiful life you're wanting. It's going to manifest that life. Absolutely. No question about it. Thank you so much for once again tuning in and being a part of my channel. It means everything. I love the like-minded aspect and growing and emerging and just doing something I've done for so many years, but not on this platform, but had such a perfect time. And come on back, share, like, whatever you need to do. I will be here for you. And if I don't see you, once again, have an amazing holiday. Love yourself, love everyone you possibly can. It's the most incredible healing energy and thing we can do. And until next time, bye for now.